Welcome, welcome. I wanted to stream tonight, but ended up having to watch my son all night and just put him down, and managed to be one tabling and still surviving while I was doing that. We're actually getting a little bit close to the money, so 144 left, 126 pay. I'm going for the final table and the win, so if I bubble, so be it. The bubble's not even, I mean, I don't know if I'm in for 3K or 4K, but the bubble is not really anything compared. It's, a third of my buy-in. So we're not going to worry about the bubble. We're going to worry about chipping up. So this hand is not an open at full stacks, but when you're playing short stack PLO, I don't know if it's an open or not now, but when you're playing short stack PLO, the ace is so powerful. So you actually open more hands that contain an ace that are a little bit weaker, and fewer hands that are a little bit stronger that don't contain an ace. It just blocks so much pre-flop aggression. Speaking of pre-flop aggression, we're not going to be folding to 3-bets as much as I think a lot of the field, but certainly ace 10, 7-6 with a 7 high suit, we will be folding. I'm gonna get some water. Okay, so we do get 3-bet. Again, I told you I wasn't going to fold to a lot of 3-bets, but this is a pretty bad hand to have too. We'll see. This is definitely an open. It's another hand that it's probably going to have to fold to a 3-bet. So I'm talking a big game about not folding 3-bets, but haven't been executing on it so far. I do think as we approach the bubble, some people who are not watching this stream are going to 3-bet me light, and we'll just have to put some money in. Very awkward flop for this hand. It's a pretty good betting hand because it blocks it blocks a lot of continuing hands. It also, like, if bathroom line check calls me, I can show down a winner. And this player's in kind of a tough spot with like kings or something. Kind of wrong amount of equity here to do anything other than check. Like, bet folding is pretty gross, bet calling is pretty gross. I'm obviously hoping that it goes check check because I do have some hand, but I think I'm usually beat. He's usually got a stronger overpair at this point. And now, I mean, I just don't feel like it looks that credible. 5-7, 5-3, 10-7 get there, but like Jack 10 misses, and I just kind of feel like I'm not going to get credit this time. Whereas on a 7, I think I would definitely have bluffed. Yeah, I think he hero calls with that, honestly. I don't know him, but so this is a hand if we were full stacked, I'd like to play, but you just need. I mean, it's just like a hand like this is like, pocket 4s in Hold'em, where you need enough of a stack to make it worth playing. Or a short, I mean, actually it's not, because in Hold'em you can actually just jam with 4s sometimes with a short stack. It's not the case in PLO. So this is an example of a hand that is not as good as it looks in short stack PLO. It's not super high equity, not amazing playability when there's not a lot of money behind, but I still think it's good enough to open here from the hijack. But I talked about earlier in the stream, having an ace is really powerful, and these like very playable hands at deep stacks become weaker as the having 2 aces is good too, even better than 1. So we're not folding. I don't think this hand makes a great 3-betting hand. Again, if, like, kings and queens, weak kings and queens are some common raise fold hands. We block those, and it doesn't have a lot of equity. Like, it has pretty bad equity against a raise and 4-bet range of like ace ace and king king. King king has this hand in really bad shape. Against a bet of that size, we're gonna have to fold. Nice hand, nice hand. Calvin, glad you're enjoying the content. Thank you for the good luck wishes. This is another hand that is playable, but my blockers are pretty bad, and I'm not thrilled to be playing this hand because I unblock 3-betting hands. We will take it. Blinds are fine. I guess we play this. I guess we bubble. No, optimism. I mean, I'm going to call. So we could be the bubble boy. But as mentioned, that's okay. I don't think he's 3-betting super light, given that he's, like, I'm under the gun. But this hand's just, I think, a little too strong to fold. And that's going to be good enough to go with. We're hoping he has dry aces. Yeah. I think dry aces need to fold, which, I mean, we want dry aces to call. He hasn't snapped, so we're definitely a decent favorite. He shouldn't be thinking with, like, pair and a flush draw or anything like that. Ace, king, 8-3, kind of interesting. It's tempting to 3-bet here because I think he's going to fold a lot. I think that's what I'm going to do. I just think he doesn't often have a bigger hand than me, and I think he's maybe opening 100% on the button because it's the bubble, and then folding like half the time. Yikes. All right, I got that wrong. And now I don't think this hand works very well. I mean, there's a chance that he's like really trying to force something, like still doing this with a bunch of hands, in which case, you know, I'm folding an equity favorite with 2-to-1 odds. But if he's not doing that, if he's playing a reasonable range, and this hand performs really poorly, it was a pure bluff, essentially. It's kind of tough because I don't know if, like, I thought that he was just opening 100% and then going to fold half the time, like literally half the time, or maybe more, maybe like 60% of the time, and I had good blockers, but I didn't necessarily consider if he would just, well, 4-bet bluff, which, you know, who knows. Les Brown says, Phil, great question. You're telling me that you have a great question for me. Who's the best PLO player you have seen besides you, for real? I don't necessarily think that I'm the best. I think I'm one of the best PLO players. Ben Solsky, Ben Tollerine, Barry Sweet, Grazvis, Vanny Vidi, Action Freak, and probably some more that I'm forgetting. I mean, there are a lot of really good PLO players. Queen 10-7-5 double. All right, now I'm worried that this guy just was 4-bet bluffing. I mean, it's a one-hand sample now of him 3-betting. We'll see. Or we probably won't see. This guy will probably fold. Like in a no-limit tournament, if someone's really trying to beat up the bubble, sometimes you can get your money in 80% or something. Or like 70% because they think you'll never call it off without whatever queens plus, and you call it off with 10s, and they have ace 5. But in PLO, the equities run pretty close, and so even when you kind of catch them with you know, a dominated hand, they still have 40% equity. Got a 3-bettable hand on the left. We will be 3-betting either of these players. There we go. I don't think it makes sense to just call with this. It's just too strong, and we've talked about before unblocking kings and queens, which are common folds. All right, here we go. Good luck us. We're gonna call here. He did have the kings. He's not gonna fold, and he's not gonna win. Jack 10, 9, 7. This is close. How many big blinds do we have? I'm gonna peel. All right, we get 3-bet. We can't fold with this, so good luck us again. We can maybe fold some flops. I'm not hoping to, obviously. All right, we don't have to fold that one. Fold over here. We miss, so back to 100. This hand's got to be a call. 2 pair, 2 backdoor flush draws, 3 times pot remaining, So the question, I mean, we definitely bet. Do we go big or small? I think we just go big because I don't really like, I have the best hand a lot and I'm obviously getting it all in, but I don't really want to, like, anything I'm inviting action from has pretty good equity against me. If I bet small and he calls with kings, it's not like thrilling, you know? All right, he's probably slightly ahead with that, but we manage to hold. Well played by him. He could bet that or check that. I think either's fine. EC Gab saying Phil thinks he's only losing 3 big blinds per 100 to a solver and people are willing to play him heads up, LOL. So I don't know for sure if that's the right amount, but I do know that it would surprise you how little some players can lose to a solver because the solver's not exploitative. Getting led into, certainly can't fold. I think we want to just jam. Because there is a chance. Do I want to jam? I think so. If I call and he comes along, really not sure here actually. If I call, I think call's okay. Well, now we have to go with it. Do we put the rest in? I think we put the rest in just because we could possibly have the best hand. We have a lot of equity here. Okay, he just has that. Does not work out for us. That's too bad. And we're down to 70K. I had kind of a good feeling about that one. I think it was right to just call. So here, I mean, I think at 10 big blinds, I'm just opening to pot rather than small. Not thrilled about this one. So if I do get shoved on, it's usually by an overpair. If I get called, I guess I have the best hand. He's probably got like, oof. So the caller's probably got like Jack 10 9 8 or Ace King 10 7. I think I'm actually supposed to fold this. So I would need 20, 40. I don't think I have the equity. I mean, I wasn't going to fold to one person, but to two, I just don't have the equity. It's unfortunate. Oh, wow. I did have the equity. So this hand's not a call pre. This hand is a 3-bet, so that's good. This player is calling kind of loose. So this wouldn't be playable in like a cash game, but with deep stacks, but with short stacks, ace king and a suit is a good hand, like favored against any, well, not any, but most unpaired hands, and have overcards to a lot of pairs. We didn't want to get 3-bet, but oof, we really didn't want to get 3-bet by that hand. It is not looking good for us, guys. This might be it. And that is it, unfortunately. So we are out. Curl's going wild. Can you give us another sweat in your next online bracelet event? Yeah, I'd like. Well, we'll see what else is going on if I have another day like today. Maybe not, but I would like to. Yeah, I enjoy streaming. Occasionally, I couldn't. The people who stream every day, I don't know how you do it. It's exhausting, and props to you. But I like to do it occasionally. I enjoy it. Yeah, I guess I'll just wrap up. So we didn't make the deep run. I mean, we cashed. Had a shot. Played some fun cash games. I think I'm probably down. I mean, I must be down a little bit, but not much in these games. And had some fun. I hope you enjoyed tuning in. I enjoyed talking to you. And I will I mean, unless something comes up, my plan is to stream again at some point for some more online WSOP tournaments, even though I do not know, even though they're going to be no limit and I'm not very good at no limit, still going to do it. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys. I'll be back at some point, and appreciate the support, appreciate you viewing, and I will see you next time, whenever that is. Take care, guys.